Hi, Mary, formerly Cafe di Roma, Marco's di Coronado in Oklahoma. We're resuming our videos, and today I'm going to show you the most requested thing that I haven't gotten to do yet, and it's the lasagna. And I'm trying to show it as easy as I can with some new inventions on when you can make your own lasagna. Okay, so let's begin. It's really a three-part process. You need your sauce. It could be meat sauce or marinara sauce. I already showed you 4 videos on that. It could be, you need your noodles. They can be oven baked, ready-made, or the ones I made here. I'm going to show you a separate video on how to make your own noodles. And then you need your setup, and here's the setup. You have your cheese, mozzarella cheese, Romano Parmesan cheese, your sauteed meat, broth or water, and ricotta cheese, and your sauce. Okay, these things have to be made ahead of time. You can even make them the day before, the week before. Your sauteed meat, your sauce, and your noodles. Sauteed meat, sauce, noodles. Otherwise, it's going to be an all-day project. Okay, let's begin. Let's come here to the stove. Sauteed meat, 1 pound of sauteed meat. We're going to throw it in, and we're going to do a shortcut. We're not going to do onions and garlic. See this? Hamburger meat in here. This is 8515. Salt, kind of a lot. Rosemary, 1/4 tablespoon. Pepper. Normally I put garlic, chopped onion, throw it in first. I'm doing a shortcut. Onion powder, a lot. Garlic powder, a lot. This is the meat. And we have boiling water here with salted water for the homemade noodles. In our restaurant, there's always and only homemade egg noodles. But I've discovered in the last 20 years that very few people are making the homemade noodles. They're buying the store-bought, oven-ready noodles. And I did a big test on it. My sister Frances did a lasagna test on it, and my cousin in Italy. And they said you can't even tell the difference. And you're right. But I'm the one who likes to do it from scratch all the time. So this is sauteing. While this is sauteing, you're going to boil the noodles. These are my homemade noodles. Like I said, I'm going to show you another video for them. So I'm in boiling salted water. Boiling salted water. Okay, stir them. 1 or 2 minutes. And then they're coming out. You're going to save all the time in the world if you do the oven-ready baked noodles. But I'm showing you these. This is the original way we made it. Okay, this is sauteing the meat. These noodles. Just till it barely comes to a boil. And then we're going to take them out. Get the noodles out. Drain it. Bring it to the sink. Cold water. Just let them chill a little. Okay, good enough. Come back to your sauteed meat. White wine, red wine, any wine you want. And this is the meat that you're going to use. So you let it cook longer. So there again, I said before you start lasagna, you need your noodles, you need your meat, you need your sauce. This is a quick way to do the sauce. Okay, let's go over here now. Now we're going to assemble it. Okay. I sprayed this with nonstick spray. I'm using these because it's very easily. Usually I make a big giant thing, but for showing you, I'm using a cake tin. Put sauce on the bottom, little bit of water or broth. This is broth. Take the noodles out. Take the noodles out, just like that. See it? And now you start layering. Romano Parmesan, ricotta, as little or as much as you want. You can make your ricotta. I show you how a child can make ricotta in 2 of my videos, the cannoli video and my ricotta video. This is the meat that I'm sauteing there. It's already ready. I put it here, and this is mozzarella cheese. Just like that. Again, you want it wet, so you're gonna go like that. Then you're gonna put sauce on it again. Okay, I'm not one for spending 15 hours in the kitchen. I like it fast and easy. I have a video that's going to show you homemade noodles. Nobody's making homemade noodles. Like I said again, these are, you can't even tell that you didn't make them. And you just pour them, you put them on instead of my cooked noodles. You put these, layer the noodles on and bake it, just like you would normal. And it's really pretty astounding because I was very skeptical about it. Okay, Romano Parmesan, do it again. Ricotta, mozzarella, okay, and the meat. If you have people coming over or you want a quick meal, you do the store-bought, have the hamburger and the sauce already at hand, and you have lasagna. Okay. Okay. There again, it's got to be kind of wet. See, it's a little wet there. It's a little bit wet. That's what you want. Otherwise, it's going to be a big clob that sticks together. And here's the top layer. Homemade. This happens to be handmade also. And there again, you put the sauce on the top. And that, there again, you top it with the Romano Parmesan mixture. Make sure there's water. See, there's water in here. Okay, and this is what you do. You put a layer on the bottom. Put a layer on the top, and you make a tent like this. 450 for about 45 minutes. Okay, just like that. Okay. Make sure there's a tent. Make sure this is sealed wide, because this will leak, and you will have a nice mess if you don't put this thing underneath it. Okay, this goes in the oven now. Now I'm going to show you restaurant prep of lasagna. You bring this over here, putting it in my oven. 450, 45 minutes. Okay, this I already made. This was made with the store-bought noodles. And I want to show you this. When this is ready, you cool it completely. If you're going to eat it this day, the same day, you're going to cool it for half an hour and then you're going to cut wedges. It'll make 4 to 5 orders. If you want to make it ahead of time because you have people over and you don't want to stress out with all the preparation involved, you make it the day before or a few days before. And this is what you do. When this is done, you take it out and you put it in there. When it's cooled, you put it in the refrigerator. The next day or the next day or the next day when you're ready to serve it for people, an hour before, you take it out, you cut it in squares like this. You put more broth in it, more sauce, and then you put it in the oven for 450 degrees for about 30 minutes. When it's ready, it starts to get ready, you take the lid off and you do individual orders like this. So that when people come, you put this on the table, people pick out individual orders instead of having to dig into a big giant casserole. In Italy, they have casserole dishes. Pasta al forno, penne al forno, rigatoni al forno, lasagna, manicotti, cannelloni. Why? Because if you have big people over, like on the holidays, the pasta's a big deal. That's why they do casseroles, all those orders, lasagna, al fornos, and they bake them ahead of time and then they dish them out with their other dishes. And so the whole day doesn't go in just doing pasta dishes, but all the other things, your beef, whatever else you're having. Okay, this now is going to go in the oven till it browns, and then it's ready to serve. When we first had our restaurant in the late 50s and the 60s, lasagna was made with homemade noodles, boiled eggs, chopped meatballs, and meat sauce poured over it. And we did 4 giant lasagna pans, and that's what we did at our restaurant. And then like 10 or 15 years went and we simplified it. We knocked out the boiled eggs, we knocked out the meatballs, and we did the sauteed meat. If you do the other lasagna, there's a lasagna bolognese, and that's kind of what you're gonna get when you go to Italy, is lasagna bolognese. That's the same thing here, only you put the noodles on and then you do a bolognese sauce, which is like a 3-hour, my meat sauce only, it's like 3 or 4 more hours that you simmer it. And then you add a bechamel sauce, and then you put some cheese over it. Those are the different kinds of lasagna. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoy it. And my next video will be how to make the handmade, homemade egg noodles. Thank you.